97.7 Dundalk FM. Town Talk.
Okay, I'm delighted to welcome into the studio our final two guests on Town Talk this morning. Briege McGrane, who is a member of Dundalk Women's Shed, and Danny McCormack, who is a social prescriber, and we will get to that later, with the Louth Local Development. You're very, very welcome to Town Talk.
Thank you.
Briege, I'm going to come to you first because we're here to talk mainly about the Dundalk Women's Shed and what is happening, and it appears there is quite a lot. I mean, for an organisation that haven't been very long in existence, you certainly have ramped up your activities. I know the first thing you wanted to talk about this morning is your book club. I think you've been quite instrumental in that one, have you?
Yes, we're starting up a book club, and I think we're the biggest membership of the library, but I think they're going to squeeze us into their fabulous room with computers and everything. They have great facilities in the library. Everybody should check it out. What happens is we meet once a month, and we pick a book of choice, and then we just read it and discuss it, and it's fun.
It's fun, and that's the most important thing. I actually had Paul Hayes on this morning talking about their book club that they have in Unton, which has been very successful for them. But as he said, it's it's something they started during the lockdown and they were doing it remotely. But when they were able to get back in and sit down in person and talk about the book, that's the fun part of a book club. I think we can all read a book and we can all enjoy a book, but it's sharing what you thought, and it's usually the best part is when people don't necessarily have consensus. Like you want people to have different opinions on the book, and
of course, yes, people will always have their own opinion, which is that's life, isn't it?
Absolutely. Have you decided what your first book is going to be?
Well, I asked the library because we didn't get discussing with the group yet because we haven't really started it yet, and it's something about the curious case of the dog in the night.
Okay, right.
So we were just going to start with that one just to see how it goes.
And obviously it's something that you have to ensure, you try to ensure that the library will have enough copies.
Yes, as I've gone in and I've talked to Orla and John, they were very helpful, and they told me all about it. They told me the latest books and also the most popular.
Right. So how many are in your book club?
Well, there's 25 actually.
Right.
Yeah.
25. That's going to make for a fun book club. It really is.
We might have to split into two, actually. I think we might have to.
And where...
They'll have roughly 2 minutes each.
Where is the book club going to meet?
It's going to meet in the library. The library have a room available upstairs and have computers and everything. Everything is available to the members. There's so much available. So I'm going to take them on a tour the first day to show them everything and where everything is.
Could somebody who was maybe not necessarily interested in getting involved in other activities that the Women's Shed do, but are very keen to join a book club, could they come along and join you?
They could come in and we'll talk to them.
Yeah.
And we won't turn anybody away.
Unless they're men. All right? Yeah.
Well, I'll have to run that by the committee.
Look, I know they have their own shed anyway. They do have their own shed.
Yeah, exactly.
Which brings me to, because I know that you were quite involved yourself in the setting up the shed here, the Women's Shed in Dundalk, and you've done some work into it.
Yes,
and quite a lot of research.
Yes, we have. Yeah, they originated in Australia, and Dr. Lucia Carraher is a researcher on well-being, health and well-being in the Netwell Casala Centre at Dundalk Institute of Technology. And it was her breaking research in 2013 that she looked into men's sheds and women's sheds, and she realised they seek to promote changes in local communities and race and consciousness of the issues and problems faced by women. This might include participants by class, age, disability, ethnicity and indigenous. And it was originated in the 80s, and there are thousands of sheds all over the world now: Australia, New Zealand, USA, Canada, Finland, Greece, UK and Ireland. And there are currently 63 women's sheds in Ireland at the minute. And we have a Facebook page and an email. So if you want to check us out, where we're all at and there was 97 of us joined for the vintage tea party, took our cup and saucer and our china cup and danced around and had a great time for the International Women's Day.
And I've seen the pictures. They're wonderful.
Yes,
everything up there seems to be such fun. That, of course, was in the jail, but you're moving from the jail now because you've got your big.
Yeah, we are. We are because we have Wellington Hall. We're very lucky. Well, we had a great time in the jail because it was fantastic the way the committee there looked after us, and then Darren McGrane from the Louth Leadership Club was guiding us through everything, and we have a great committee now. We've 6 or 8 people on the committee, but but the Women's Shed is really about the women themselves getting involved. So we have a woman who knows how to crochet, so she's teaching a group how to crochet, and then we have walkers who are going to walk, and we're going to have an evening walk as well, but we have one in the morning, Wednesday mornings at 10 o'clock, and we also have as I said, the book club. So we're only going now 7 months, so we really are doing well. And we've had a speaker every Monday since then on every different conceivable activity that you can think of. Mainly women's health and movement to music, and it's just fantastic. The things you learn. You had beauty regimes, and yes, we did. We had Mizzou, and we had Barry Casey from the Louth Sports Partnership, and he started a walking group for us.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So we have a route where we can end up in a restaurant and have a cup of tea after. We have the route sorted out. And it's not a sorry for
no, go ahead.
It's not a fast paced. It's based on actually community and talking to one another. It's not how fast you go or how long.
The concept, as you said, it originated in Australia, the original men's shed, and then what I think they called the Sheila's sheds, wasn't it? They called them over there.
There's she sheds as well, and there's and Sheila's sheds, and all different types of community and all different ways of approaching it. But the main thing is to get the people who are isolated and who are lonely and who need somebody to talk to and a cup of tea.
And that it's actually probably very reminiscent, and I think here it's like almost an urban version of the ICA, the Irish Country Women's Association. The same concept. And I say that I am mindful that we do have one here in Castletown as well, so I'm not just saying that they're confined to the regions. But it's that idea of, as you said, people who are maybe, particularly women, they can become isolated for so many reasons. And listen, after COVID, there's a lot more people isolated who previously wouldn't have been before and are still afraid to get back out there. So this is a great opportunity to do that, to share those wonderful experiences, and then to expose yourself to the as you said, the wonderful talks you have every Monday. And we're going to be going over to Danny in a minute because I know he's your next guest on a Monday. But from your own perspective, was this something you'd ever been involved with before, or was it new to you?
Well, the women's shed is new, but I was involved with the men's shed before. I was doing therapies there, so I knew the way, more or less, the way it ran, and it's the way that they formed a choir, and they're out there in the public eye now, and they're doing woodwork and all. So it was great, and whereas the women have been invited by the Women's Aid as well to join them in Croke Park for this 1 billion
rising.
1 billion rising.
Not quite Croke Park, but Oriel Park.
Oriel Park, sorry, Oriel Park.
That's this coming Sunday.
Yes, so we're going to that, and the Tawn. We've been in the Tawn at Michael Harding, and we're going to see Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris.
Wonderful. Yeah.
And it's just really connecting people who might not hear everything that's going on, to let them know that there's something there for everybody.
1 billion rising, by the way. Have you learnt your steps? There's a
no,
video.
I didn't
there's a
actually.
dance.
No,
You
I
have
better
to-
learn them.
Yeah, you go onto YouTube and you do the dance.
Okay, I
and
better
then,
learn them.
And that's going to be spectacular this year, just to let our listeners know. That is this coming Sunday in Oriel Park, because this year Dundalk Women's Aid have teamed up with Dundalk FC, so they're going to be performing it on the grounds of Oriel Park. I know it's a free event, but you have to go onto Eventbrite and get tickets if you want to go up to that.
Yeah.
But I digress, because as you mentioned earlier, every single Monday you have a guest speaker. You was up in the jail. I think it will be in the jail this Monday.
Yes,
and
that's the last time. We're
that's the
taking a
last time.
2-week break, and then we're in Wellington Hall from the 17th of April, 10 o'clock till 11:30.
Okay, and
Every Monday.
every Monday at 10 o'clock. Your speaker next Monday, which is Monday the 27th of March, is in the studio with us. We introduced him earlier, Danny McCormack, who is a social prescriber with Louth Local Development. Got that right, Danny, have I?
You did.
And the first thing I'm going to ask you, because it is a very obvious question, I'm sure for me and for our listeners, what is a social prescriber?
Yeah, so it's a question quite often asked. So it's a relatively new term and quite unknown. Social prescribing has been around a long time, but just not here in Ireland. They've been doing it in England for quite a few years. So putting it in simple terms, social prescribing is providing emotional and practical support to vulnerable people and helping to achieve positive and mental well-being by basically involving them in their community, involving them in the groups and activities that are around in the community. Not unlike what the Women's Shed are doing. It's providing that social support to people, people that are suffering from social exclusion, depression, anxiety. It's a one-on-one. I work individually with people, so it's an informal, non-judgmental, face-to-face over a cup of tea and trying to figure out what that person's mindset is, where they happen to be right now, and what might best fit them. And the ultimate goal then is to provide a positive outcome by linking them into a group, or maybe just linking them into an activity that they can do on their own, and then they get that motivation and one-to-one guidance from me throughout their journey.
And those people that you're working one-to-one with, how do they come to you? Or are they referred to you?
Yes, initially the programme is still in its infancy, so we're really, the programme is full-time now, 1 year, serving Drogheda 2 days a week and serving Dundalk 2 days a week. So I'm based in the Redeemer Family Resource Centre here in Dundalk, and the referral pathway at the moment is mainly through GP. So the GP is deciding that the person needs, apart from a medical prescription, what I refer to as a green prescription. So they need that social element to their lives, and they need that guidance. We are hoping that self-referrals will start to come in eventually, but that's going to take time. It's always a challenge with something new to create that awareness around it, which is one of the main reasons why I've been invited to speak at the Women's Shed on Monday. So it's GP referral. I do get referrals from community centres, community health nurses and family resource centres as well. The ultimate goal is that people will be aware and could self-refer.
Yeah, so basically, it's more or less a more holistic approach to mental health, and then looking after your mental health.
Yeah.
And I presume the ultimate aim here would be to maybe eradicate the need for any kind of chemical interventions. That by getting out there, by looking after yourself and socially, and feeling good about yourself. That
it's that side. It seems so simple, but it's such a powerful thing, to someone's mental health, to be more physically active, to set small goals and to reach them, and to become involved in areas of the community that they might not have the confidence to ask for the help, or they might not simply be even aware that those supports or groups or activities are there. So you could call me, in the UK we're referred to as link workers. Basically, in essence, that's what I do. I link people, but I don't just refer them to a program or an activity. I stay on board with them, and it's almost like a kind of an informal nurturing as such. They know they have that, they can build that trust, and they can speak to you about whatever, if they need the help, it's there, and I just point them in that direction.
Okay, and this has all been done under the auspices of the Louth
Local Development and SICAP.
Right.
Social Inclusion Community Activation Programme, which is initially we set the programme up. So the programme is now full time. It's been we're into our second year, so full-time a year, and over 120 referrals in the first year, mainly from GPs. So it's looking very positive.
Absolutely. You said to people, you're here 3 days a week, is it, in Drogheda?
I'm here 2 days a week, and I'm in Drogheda 2 days a week. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So on Monday morning, you'll be explaining all of this to the wonderful women up in the shed, and I presume fielding any questions they might have. And
yeah, I suppose it's just to give them, just like I am now, just give them an insight into exactly what it is. Nearly all of them that haven't never heard of it, and it's not unlike what they're doing themselves. You know, it's that social support, that link. It's handing out people a lifeline. So it's really to get to meet them and explain what I do, and then, you know, I need them just as much as they could need me. I have people I could refer to the women's shed, and likewise they might have people in the group that might need some other form of intervention and get linked into something else. So it's a mutual, you know.
I love that idea of you writing prescriptions for the women's shed. Go to the women's shed.
Green prescriptions, non-medical.
Okay, well look, that is on Monday morning at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And again, that's open to all members of the Shed, Briege, or?
Yes, it's. I just wanted to thank Louth Local Development Office for starting us up in the first place.
Oh, right, okay.
And also that our Dundalk Women's Shed is at gmail.com.
DundalkWomenShed@gmail.com. Absolutely. And you have a Facebook page as well there. So
yes, Facebook.
It's, you know, just go in, type in Dundalk Women's Shed. It comes up straight away, and then that's everything.
And so we will welcome Dara, and a tractor from Grow is coming as well. And so we'll welcome Danny with open arms.
Okay. And they're all, and you know, you go up, you have your little talk, I presume, because every time I look, there seems to be a fabulous array of teas and coffees and buns and stuff involved.
Yes, they're all big.
Women's sheds.
They're great bakers.
Are they all baking
it
and bringing it up? Oh,
so Danny will get a bun, don't worry.
Danny will get a bun, yeah. Listen, it's anyone
and a tractor too.
Right. So that is Monday morning. You mentioned that there's, you know, your numbers are nearly up to 100 now, Briege.
Yes.
Are you capping them at all, or are you still open to new members?
Oh no, we're open to new members. We have a big hall now. We have a hall the size of a football field.
Right.
Well, not really, but we have plenty of room.
Okay.
Nobody will be turned away.
And again, I think this is something we have spoken to you about in the past. It was originally geared towards women maybe in their over 50 or over 60, but I do know that you welcome everybody.
Yes, all ages groups.
Yeah.
All age groups, all disability or any, lonely people, anything, and you know. Sorry.
Everybody, absolutely everybody,
yes,
except the men. But
well, I have to get that cleared with the committee.
Yeah, no. I think we've been down that route before. It's like, no, they have their own sheds. But anyway, listen, it is all good. Next Monday is the last one in the jail. So
yes,
if people are looking for you after that on a Monday morning, you're going to be in the Wellington Hall on St Mary's Road.
On St Mary's Road. Look it up on Google Maps if you're not sure where it is, but it's opposite the Marist Church in St Mary's Road. You
can't miss it. It's a big building on the corner that possibly have passed for millions of years and went, oh, I never knew what that was. Well, now you do.
St Nicholas's Church Hall.
It's the Wellington Hall. Right, listen, once again, well done to the Women's Shed. I mean, they just, you know, as I said, for such a new organisation, you've really, really going from strength to strength. And I figure there's a lot more to come. Briege McGrane and Danny McCormack, thank you so much for dropping into us this morning.
Thanks, Marissa.
Thank you so much.
97.7 Dundalk FM. Town Talk.